Welcome back to AgriTalk. We are in Des Moines, Iowa, focusing today's program on the pork industry. And joining us now is Ceci Snyder, Vice President, Domestic Marketing for the National Pork Board. Ceci, good to have you on again with us here on AgriTalk. And I know you're very excited about a new campaign that you have underway called Be Inspired. Tell us about it.
It's going very well. Pork Be Inspired launched last year, and so far so good. We have a number of measures that we've taken with consumers, all showing progress, all showing that our best consumers, those that love our product, think of pork as inspiration and creativity. So far so good.
How does the campaign work?
We launched in April. It's an integrated campaign, advertising, work with retailers, restaurateurs, social media, public relations. It's all working together for producers, much more integrated and in sync than we've ever done before. So far, the retailers, the packers have all been very positive. We're seeing our logo use on packer products, which is ideal. We're tying in the retailers and measuring their sales performance. So finally, we do a tracking study, and we've done a couple of those so far, and showing that our best consumers, again, it's a different target than in the past. I know we've talked about that those best consumers are responding, and they really think of pork as creativity and then inspiration.
I was going to say, what is your message? What is your goal here? What do you want to accomplish with this?
You know, of course, our goal is to help producers. We know who we work for. We work for the checkoff and those stakeholders. So our measure is to not just move volume of product, but to move it at a higher price. So we shouldn't focus on consumption numbers, because it all depends on what's available, and what's available here is what the checkoff can influence. So we need to motivate consumers to buy pork at these record retail prices, and so far we're seeing that.
That's a good point, because we know prices have been up. And you kind of always look and see, does that then impact demand? But so far, demand has stayed strong.
Yeah, you know, the first half of the year definitely was stronger than the second half. Less available product here. But with record meat prices, we have seen consumers willing to pay for pork. So as far as comparatively to our other competitors, pork is faring well.
All right, let's switch over to a topic I've mentioned in the last segment. We're going to talk more about it next week with various segments of the agriculture industry, and that these new school lunch standards. The meat industry in general has expressed some concerns. I know you're still looking at these and just what they might mean. What are you looking at specifically as far as how it might impact the pork industry?
Yes, you know, we are looking at the rules that just came out. What we want to make sure, of course, is that meat has its fair share. Of course, the pork board and all pork producers want to make sure kids eat their fruits and vegetables. No doubt about it. We don't need enough fruits and vegetables. But if meat is sacrificed in that budget balancing act, if they take away meat in the morning, it's really quite a shame. There's plenty of nutrition research, and you know I'm a registered dietitian as well. There's research that says that meat in the morning, protein in the morning, is critical to maintaining that feeling of fullness throughout the day. So in this fight against childhood obesity, it would be quite a shame if we took away that option at breakfast.
Yeah, this is not about being against more fruits and vegetables and whole grains, things like that. It's just saying, hey, meat, and in this case pork, has a part to play, a very big part to play in a healthy diet for kids.
Absolutely. And the checkoff research would support that. And we work with other meat groups to show pork and all protein, animal protein especially, is important in a healthy diet.
I guess the concern here is, does meat get de-emphasized while they're trying to emphasize other areas?
That is our concern. So we'll look at those rules, and we love the fact that they're promoting fruits and vegetables, and pork can be a part of that. But they shouldn't use any rational cost cutting or really sodium or fat, because there are lower sodium products that those processors have available for schools.
I wanted to get into that because they have stated, USDA has stated, one of their goals is to reduce sodium intake by students. So, and there may be a perception out there that somehow pork would not fit into a low sodium or any kind of diet where they're trying to reduce childhood obesity, which is a good goal to have, to reduce the obesity problem, obviously. But your message is, the pork industry's message is, we can play a part in that healthy diet as well.
Yeah, we can play a part. And actually, we're an important addition when we're trying to think about feelings of fullness. You know, kids need that in the morning to make it all the way to the lunch hours. So you bet we're a part of the solution.
So you'll still be looking at that, kind of going through and see how it's all going to play out.
We will, and it's important that we work with our partners at the American Meat Institute and all the processors. So we're in dialogue with that. We're looking at the details.
And you mentioned you're a dietitian. Yeah, you look at this. And it's not just someone who, well, I work for the pork producers, so I'm sure I'm going to promote pork. You're looking at it from a dietitian standpoint.
We are, and it's the total diet that matters. Certainly, we're of the framework here that we promote a healthy diet, a balanced diet. We're not about overconsumption, so we definitely want to have our position on the plate, but not be underrepresented as well.
Yeah, I can speak to the overconsumption part, but that's a whole other thing. But we're talking about a healthy diet, fighting childhood obesity, and pork can play a big part in helping.
That's right.
Very good. Ceci, thank you very much. Be inspired, right?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Very good. Ceci Snyder, Vice President, Domestic Marketing for the National Pork Board. And again, the Be Inspired campaign off to a great start. Let's take a break. When we come back here in Des Moines, we're going to talk with Jared Sutton, Assistant Vice President for Retail and Food Service. A lot of exciting things happening there in moving more pork. We'll find out all about it. That's coming up next. Stay with us. From Des Moines, this is AgriTalk.